Lunch menu.
Elementary and middle school breakfast is manager's choice. Elementary and middle school lunch also manager's choice. High school manager's choice plus the pizza line every day. Lunch menu brought to you by First Franklin Financial in the shopping center between Walmart and Goodwill.
Lunch menu.
When you have an accident, you, not the insurance company, chooses the body shop, and you only need one estimate. All you have to do is call Jerome Riles at B&C Collision Center in downtown Scriven to deal with the adjusters and insurance company. Whether it's a little ding or a major crash, that B&C Collision Center across from Wasden Cabinet Shop in Scriven, deal with the insurance company so you don't have to. Call them at 579-2274. That's 579-2274.
Stop creditor harassment today. Stop the worry of a pending repossession, garnishment, or foreclosure. Contact the Bankruptcy Group, Attorney R. Flake Cabinets, for an experienced assessment of your financial situation. They have locations in Brunswick, Hazelhurst, and now Jesup. They are a debt relief agency. They help people file for bankruptcy relief. Contact legal assistant Tanya Blanton at 912-375-5620. 375-5620 to set up your free consultation. Let the Bankruptcy Group do the worrying for you. Now serving Jesup.
An exceptional car buying experience is closer than you think. Mike Birch Ford in Blackshear has the best prices, service, and selection. Why go anywhere else? At Mike Birch, you don't have to haggle, and you'll get top dollar for your trade. Our finance team's ready to help, even when others can't. No matter where you are, buying a new car has never been easier than at Mike Birch Ford in Blackshear and at MikeBirchFord.com. Right on the corner, right on the price. Stop the surge. Call Mike Birch.
The New Year celebration is over, but the bills from last year keep coming in. Consolidate those bills into one monthly payment that fits your budget with help from the friendly Franklin folks. Visit us at 1074 North Macon Street or call us at 912-427-4237, or you can apply online at onefsc.com. All loans subject to our liberal credit policy and limitations, if any. First Franklin Financial Corporation, MNLSR number 141654, Georgia Residential Mortgage License number 5656, licensed by the Mississippi Department of Banking and Consumer Finance.
Local news on WIFO.
It's time now for a look at the latest in local news. In the news, the case of the state of Georgia versus Timmy Pye should conclude sometime today at the Wayne County Courthouse. It got underway Thursday morning with Judge Stephen Kelly on the bench. Pye is charged with rape, and Thursday ended with the judge instructing the jury to be back in court today at 9 a.m. And then without the jury present, asked the defendant whether or not he wanted to testify in his own case. Timmy Pye told the judge that he will take the stand today, expected to be the first and most likely the last witness called to the stand by defense attorney Joe Phelps, who told the jury in his opening argument that this case should be in divorce court, not criminal court. Phelps told the jury that this is a false accusation. He asked the jury to pay close attention to the evidence, and at the close of the trial, he'll ask for a not guilty verdict. Jury heard a lot of evidence, heard recordings, saw pictures, as it will be their job to determine guilt or innocence in this case. The alleged victim in this case is Timmy Pye's wife. The two are still married. Neither has even attempted to file for a divorce. Defense attorney Joe Phelps, in cross-examining the alleged victim, asked her, quote, "Why are you still married to this man? Why have you not even filed for divorce?" The answer was, quote, "I still love him." This relationship was rocky at best, that from both the state and the defense. On the day in question, the couple admits that they smoked meth and drank whiskey together. But the hurdle the defense has to get over is the fact that after the alleged assault, the wife used her cell phone and recorded conversations between her and her husband. He's heard crying on the recording, admitting to raping his wife. He also has a gun, and he's walking inside and outside the house, saying he's going to drive off a bridge and commit suicide. He finally relinquishes the gun to his wife, and they spend the evening together. Phelps argues to the jury that she doesn't act like someone who's been raped. She has a cell phone. He says, "Why didn't she call police? Why not call a friend? Why stay with the man who just attacked you?" The assistant DA is Marilyn Bennett. She's asking the jury for a guilty verdict besides recordings, pictures of bruises, and also testimony from the clinic who performed the exam and testimony of bruises consistent with the rape victim. The alleged victim testified that her phone went dead after the recordings and that she stayed that evening after she was able to get the gun away from her husband. She testified that she was concerned that Timmy Pye was going to commit suicide, which her previous husband did, which was she was married to for 7 years. He committed suicide in front of her, and she testified that those memories came back that night, and she didn't want Timmy Pye to kill himself. She's heard in the recordings telling her husband that she loves him and she'll not press charges, and she wants the marriage to work, and they spend the night together in bed. She notifies law enforcement late Sunday after she tells Timmy Pye that in order to save the marriage, they need God's help, so they contact a pastor and head to see him at church. On the way there, she testifies that Timmy Pye wants her to erase and delete all the recordings that she made that evening, but she refuses. She says he slams on the brakes and she hits her head on the dashboard. She gets out of the vehicle and he begs her to get back in, says he's sorry for hurting her a second time. She says she'll only get back in the vehicle if she can drive. She does. They arrive at the church, but she leaves and calls a friend and then calls 911 to report the rape, and that's when law enforcement take over. She's taken to a clinic, and photographs of bruises and other testimony given in court on Thursday, stating that she had injuries consistent with the rape victim. Once again, all this for the jury to decide guilt or innocence, and today they'll hear from the defendant himself, hear his testimony. He'll also be cross-examined by the assistant DA, and then closing arguments. Then the jury will begin its deliberations. We'll have the full report on Monday morning on our local newscast as the case continues today at the Wayne County Courthouse. The defense's last two witnesses Thursday, Timmy Pye's uncle Tony Bird and his ex-wife of 5 years, Tiffany Snook, who says they have two children together. She testified that he's a great father and that he's never been violent to her one time in their 5-year marriage. Tony Bird also testified that he's known him all his life, and he says he's not a violent person. On cross-examination, the assistant DA asked, "Is rape a violent crime?" To which Bird answered, "I believe so." The assistant DA asked both Bird and his ex-wife if they had known that Timmy Pye had confessed to raping his wife. Both stated they did not know that. Once again, Timmy Pye told Judge Kelly late Thursday afternoon that he will testify in his own behalf. Before the case began, the assistant DA put on the record the state's latest plea offer, which was 20 years served 5, but that offer turned down by the defendant. So again, the jury will hear from the defendant today, then the assistant DA's cross-examination, closing arguments, and then the jury's deliberation. Again, if a verdict is reached, we'll have the details for you here on Monday's newscast. We'll be back with more news after this word from our sponsor or the commercial messages, so please stay tuned.
Totally transparent car buying. With Neesmith Chevrolet Buick GMC live market pricing, know for certain you're buying at the low market price. We constantly monitor multiple auto and competitor websites to always offer the most aggressive market prices. No games, no gimmicks, no kidding. That's why Neesmith Chevrolet Buick GMC is the home of the no-hassle deal. Skip the runaround and discover the difference of truly transparent buying on every new and pre-owned vehicle every day. We're online just like you, and we continuously scan pricing on hundreds of vehicles to update prices in real time. At Neesmith Chevrolet Buick GMC, know for certain that our live market price is the low market price. Experience a new and totally transparent way to buy with live market pricing.
Neesmith Chevrolet Buick GMC, home of the no-hassle deal.
Chevy, find new roads.
The helpful folks at Harris Ace Hardware says thank you for choosing them as your favorite place to buy hardware and building materials. At Harris Ace Hardware, they've got what you need to get any project done. You'll find great deals on everything to paint a room, clean your home, or take care of your yard. And lumber and building supplies from everything to build a new home to a doghouse. Harris Ace has the names you trust like Clark & Kensington, Craftsman & Scott's, Yeti Coolers, and the helpful advice you need to tackle any task. For the people and brands you can trust, shop at Harris Ace Hardware.
We are having a great day at CHSGA Home Health. We know there's no place like home when recovering from an illness or surgery. CHSGA Home Health provides the compassionate care and services you or a loved one is in need of. Our services include skilled nursing, physical, occupational, speech therapy, and IV medication therapy. CHSGA Home Health has multiple disease management programs designed to meet your individual needs. Give us a call to hear more about how we can help you to have a great day as you recover in the comforts of your home. 912-916-9195. That's CHSGA Home Health.
Wayne County Commission set to meet on Monday, February the 5th. The agenda is out under Citizens' Concerns. Beth Roach on the agenda, consideration of House Resolution 158. Nothing under old business. Under new business, consider and approve revised energy tax ordinance. Bill Schuman on hand to consider and approve bids for the 2018 LMIG road resurfacing contract. Mitch Sutton on the agenda for two items, consider and approve bids for parallel taxiway grading, drainage, and paving Phase 1 and 2, and consider and approve bids for parallel taxiway airfield electrical Phase 1 and 2. Also on the agenda, consider and approve amendment to probation supervision services contract for Superior Court. One appointment on the board on the agenda, Larry Brandon's from the Solid Waste Authority in District 1 has resigned. Items with County Administrator, items with Commissioners. Executive session to discuss pending litigation, all that set for Monday at 7 p.m. at the County Commissioners meeting room. Wayne County is conducting elections this year, but before voters head to the polls, they need to be made aware of the fact that the county is proposing consolidating the current 14 voting precincts down to 7. They state the purpose is to reduce the cost to taxpayers for maintaining these extra polling places with electricity, phones, restrooms, heat and air, as well as maintenance on the buildings. With the implementation of voting by mail for 45 days prior to each election and early voting at the Wayne County Courthouse for 3 weeks prior to the election, they state it's no longer necessary to maintain the 14 voting precincts here in Wayne County. That from the Board of Registrars and the Wayne County Commissioners. Final decision is going to be made at a public hearing on February 15th at 7 p.m. at the Wayne County Commissioners meeting room located at 341 East Walnut Street. Anyone wishing to object to this consolidation shall do so in writing, stating the reasons for such objections, and may file those objections at the office of the Judge of Probate Court at 359 East Walnut Street in Jesup. They ask if you do have an objection to have those submitted in writing no later than February 14th at 2 p.m., again at the Probate Office, 359 East Walnut Street in Jesup. For questions, contact Mrs. K. Arnold, Chief Voter Registrar, at 427-5950. Again, the public hearing set for February 15th at 7 p.m. at the County Commissioners meeting room. Again, they stress that following the public hearing, a final decision will be made on the proposed changes. The proposed changes are as follows. The 7 precincts that they're proposing: Precinct 1 will be Madry Springs and Odom, voting at the Odom Rec Center. Precinct 2, Oglethorpe and Red Hill would vote at Red Hill. Precinct 3, Reach will merge into Scriven and vote at the Scriven Community Center. Precinct 4, Altamont Precinct and VFW would vote at the Bennett Union Church. Precinct 5, Unity Empire Precinct would vote at Unity Church of God. Precinct 6, Mount Pleasant would merge into Gardai and vote at the Gardai Community Center. And Precinct 7, Pine Street and the Rec Center would vote at the Rec Center. And with this proposal, there will be 12 reporting precincts with 7 voting precinct locations. Again, if you have any questions or objections, contact Kay Arnold at 427-5950. We'll be back with some final news notes after this word from our sponsor, the commercial messages, so please stay tuned.
Totally transparent car buying with Neesmith Chevrolet Buick GMC live market pricing. Know for certain you're buying at the low market price. We constantly monitor multiple auto and competitor websites to always offer the most aggressive market prices. No games, no gimmicks, no kidding. That's why Neesmith Chevrolet Buick GMC is the home of the no-hassle deal. Skip the runaround and discover the difference of truly transparent buying on every new and pre-owned vehicle every day. We're online just like you, and we continuously scan pricing on hundreds of vehicles to update prices in real time. At Neesmith Chevrolet Buick GMC, know for certain that our live market price is the low market price. Experience a new and totally transparent way to buy with live market pricing.
Neesmith Chevrolet Buick GMC, home of the no-hassle deal.
Chevy, find new roads.
When further treatment is no longer an option, hospice can provide services to manage symptoms and difficulties caused by illness. Emotional, psychosocial, and spiritual care, as well as support to the families and caregivers, are all part of hospice care. Hospice of South Georgia has been a part of the health community in Wayne and surrounding counties for over 13 years. The professional yet compassionate attention provided by our staff is unsurpassed. Widely supported by donations from the local population, Hospice of South Georgia is the only nonprofit hospice in Wayne County. Our new administrative offices, located at 1625 Sunset Boulevard, have opened recently as Phase 1 of our building project. Hospice of South Georgia accepts anyone who meets hospice criteria, regardless of their ability to pay. Please call 912-588-0080 to speak to someone about hospice care. That was 912-588-0080. We are your hometown hospice, and we are here to serve you. Hospice of South Georgia, working to add life to your days.
Final notes news. Chamber of Commerce has a couple events set for next week. On Wednesday, February 7th, the Chamber is hosting an event entitled Improve Your Cash Flow, Finding Hidden Cash in Your Business. Featured speaker will be David Lewis from UJ Small Business Development Center. The event's being held at the Paul Scott Polytech Building at Coastal Pines Technical College. Tickets for the event are $20 for Chamber members, $30 for guests. Chamber asks that you RSVP by 12 noon on February the 5th. Second event set for Thursday, February 8th, also at the Paul Scott Polytech Building. Again, the quarterly membership luncheon by the Chamber of Commerce, going to focus on the state of education in Wayne County. Guest speaker is School Superintendent Dr. Jay Brinson and Dr. Glenn Dybert of Coastal Pines Technical College. Again, that date, Thursday, February 8th from 11:30 to 1, the Paul Scott Polytech Building. Tickets for that are $25 for chamber members, $35 for guests, but everyone is invited. Again, both those events set for next week here in Wayne County. That's going to do it for latest in local news. Sports comes your way in a few minutes. Bob Morganson, have a great day.
You've been listening to Local News.